Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and in today's Watchlist Wednesday, we are going to be going over the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. We are on episode 14, so we're going to be going over that. And we're also going to be just quickly going over some recent movies that I've watched, and then I'm also going to discuss what upcoming movies I want to go see. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. So the first main thing that happened in the latest episode of Real Housewives of Potomac is that Mia apologized to Giselle for all the nasty, mean, hurtful things she said about her this season. And also she apologized mainly for the point of her bringing up Giselle's kids in recent episodes. There was this moment where the ladies in the group were kind of bringing up Mia's kids and Mia brought up Giselle's kids. And it was just a really downtrodden, bad, distasteful moment. And so Mia actually apologized to Giselle, and I feel like this apology was very sincere and very heartfelt. Giselle says that she is still kind of weary on whether or not her and Mia are friends, and I can understand that because again, Mia did bring up Giselle's kids, so I can understand her being kind of I don't know if we're actually going to be friends or if we're going to be, frenemies in this situation. But overall, I felt like the apology was definitely well deserved, and also I feel like Mia was very sincere in her apology. The next thing that we're going to discuss is the fact that Can
you say magnetic?
I'm gonna just call her Kay. But Kay was made aware of the fact that Deborah is countersuing Kay for, I believe the amount was $7 million. Wendy mistakenly said $71 million, but the actual amount is $7 million. So Kay is being countersued by Deborah for $7 million. Deborah is accusing Kay of basically just wanting fame out of this situation, and that she instigated the fight, and the only reason why she instigated the fight was to get fame, and that Kay is not really seeking justice here, that Kay is just seeking fame. And I'm gonna have to agree with Kay on this one. Why in the world is Deborah even countersuing her? Deborah is literally the one who attacked this woman. Deborah is the one who assaulted Kay. It's not the other way around. Kay did not assault Deborah. Deborah assaulted Kay, and the woman literally had to get a surgery and a procedure done because that's how badly assaulted she was. So I find this whole thing where Deborah is countersuing Kay to be a bit unserious and to just be ridiculous. Because I'm why are you even lawyering up at this point? Just apologize to the woman, pay her whatever she wants, and let's all move on. The fact that she's trying to countersue Kay, I'm just this is ridiculous. Like Kierna said in the episode, this just feels like when a toddler is throwing a tantrum when they don't get their way. This just feels super ridiculous and just super petty, and I'm just what's even the point of this? You're gonna get nothing from this. Stemming off of this topic, Ashley also discussed how she was embarrassed by Deborah's actions and how she kind of felt responsible for the fact that Kay's, I believe her boyfriend or her fiance to be, I think his name is George, I don't know if I'm wrong on that, but her boyfriend or partner to be, apparently they were supposed to go on this trip before the whole fight incident happened, and Ashley was under the impression that he was going to propose to Kay, but she felt that because of the whole fight thing with Deborah that she indirectly ruined the proposal, because after the whole fight thing, this trip was completely canceled. And so Ashley kind of felt guilty because she felt like she was the reason Kierna and her partner were not further along in their relationship. And I can understand that. And I felt a little empathetic for Ashley here because I'm yeah, I can understand where she's coming from. But they actually ended up bringing this up on their boat trip. And Wendy was I know the real answer, but Kay was I don't want to know. And I understand that because if Kay's partner was going to propose to her before this whole fight thing happened and the fight derailed the plan, which derailed the proposal, then Ashley is going to feel guilty and Kay might be a little bit upset. And if he had no intentions of proposing, then that might also cause a little bit of rife between them because she might think that they were further along than they really were. So I can understand why Wendy was do you want to know? And Kay was no. I get that. But overall, Ashley, I can understand her position of feeling guilty. I have a feeling it didn't, and I have a feeling that we will eventually see Kay get proposed to by her partner, but who knows? Okay, and the last topic that I'm going to go over before I just really give my opinions and thoughts on the recent episode and this recent season of the show altogether, we got more Jacqueline and Mia relationship stories, and I'm just why?
You did this for what? Why not? Why?
What? I don't understand why. This has been a theme throughout the entire season where it's Jacqueline and Mia just spill the tea on all the things they've done to each other and with other people. And Karen's distraught, and I'm taking Karen's side on this altogether. We need to stop bringing this up. Like, why is it every episode so far in this season? Why are the showrunners making this a thing? Like, it feels like every episode this season we've gotten like either the ladies are attacking Mia, or it's Mia and Jacqueline airing out their dirty laundry about things they've done with each other and to other men and to each other with other men or other people in the room. And I'm just like, we don't need to know all this. And it's mainly Jacqueline who's been the one who's like, oh yeah, we did this together, we did that together, and oh my god, you know, I touched this and tasted that. And I'm like, we don't need to know all of that. Like, that is literally like the last thing we need to be discussing. And I feel like that is just like downgrading the show. I'm like, how many times are the showrunners and the producers going to be like, oh yeah, you can talk about that? No. Like, this should have been a one and done. Like, this should have been a one episode, Jacqueline talks about this, and then we leave it there. Why is it that every episode they're talking about these things and it's just like, we can't move on? Like, this episode, I think they talked about it 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, huh? Why are the producers and showrunners allowing this? Like, this is just like, this is downgrading the show for me. And furthermore, in this episode, Ashley and Jacqueline actually share a kiss. They kiss twice. They kiss once in the bathroom, and then they also kiss again at dinner in front of all the ladies. And I'm like, I'm okay with that, because I'm like that doesn't bother me. But I'm like, at the same time, like the whole like Mia and Jacqueline stuff and Ashley kind of doing it to make Mia jealous, I'm like, this is getting too much. Like, this is turning quickly into like a show that I am like weirded out by, because I'm just like, why? What are we gaining from this? Like,
what do you gain from that?
It just feels so like left field from the show that I'm used to. And I'm just like, can we move on?
Next caller! Next caller! Next caller!
For the love of God, why is Jacqueline here? Like, I'm sorry, she can be entertaining, and this is actually like the first episode that I found her a little bit entertaining in. But again, why is she here? And then in this episode, they gave her like her own, like, I don't know what you call it, like a side table talk, where like the ladies are like sitting in a room and they're watching the footage back, and the producers are asking them like, what were your thoughts and what were you thinking and what caused this, you know, like those type of things. She got her own in this episode. I'm not sure if she's got one before in this season. I don't remember her getting one of those. But I'm like, wait a minute, I thought she was just a friend of the show. Why is she being treated like a housewife and getting like a reflection moment in this show? Like, I'm sorry, but this woman is supposed to be just a friend of the housewives. But it feels like they're turning her into a fully fledged housewife.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Or at least they're trying to like make her into a fully fledged housewife. And I'm sorry, but I'm not here for it. Like, I'm not. She should have just been left as a friend, and we should have pulled somebody else, because I'm not here for this at all. Like, why is she here so much? Like, I would love if after this Panama trip in the next episode, we didn't see her at all. I would love to not see her for the rest of the season. That would be great, actually. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but like, it's getting too much, and I'm just like, are you a housewife or are you a friend? Like, let's set some clear boundaries here, because like, it's feeling muddled right now and I don't like it. And that is the main plot points that I wanted to go over, like the main plot points that occurred, at least to me, in this episode. I'm going to be very honest with you. This episode is dry. Like, this episode is very like bare bones, basic, bargain basement minimum. This show used to be so good, and watching this latest episode, I'm like, oh yeah, this show, it might be over. Like, it has just gone downhill so much. Like, the last 2 seasons were bad enough, but like, this recent season started off on a high note, because it's like, okay, we're getting new housewives, we're getting new friends of the show. We got rid of Robin, so it's no longer Robin and Giselle messing up the show. In the early episodes, it felt like Giselle was gonna kind of like take charge and like direct the show, direct this season how she wanted it to go, and she was gonna be like the main like party host and like trip planner. And then it has kind of just derailed off of there. Like, we got the whole Mia trip, and now we got the Wendy trip, which I actually think was okay. But again, this season has just, it's kind of like fallen off for me. Like, this last season just hasn't felt like as interesting to me. It's just kind of felt like more like dry and like bland. And it's just, again, if you watch my last video, you'll remember I said that this show, it just felt really dry, and it felt like it had fallen off, and it kind of felt like the ladies were just coming up with stuff to fight over. And it definitely felt like that this episode, because I'm like, pretty much the only thing that really happened in this episode is we got like an apology, more stories, a kiss, and like the fact that Kierna is being countersued in the good days of like Real Housewives of Potomac. This would have been like 5 minutes at most, and we would have gotten more out of all of these ladies. We would have gotten more out of the show. So I don't really know what's going on with this show. Again, it just feels like they're like nitpicking at the smallest things and like making a mountain out of a molehill in order to come up with like drama and beef on the show. And I'm just like, what is happening? Like, this show used to actually be like, some people will call all reality TV trash, and I'm like, that's fine, I don't care. But like, this show used to actually be like good, like just turn your brain off entertainment, like for the girlies and the gays. I don't know where we're going with this show. I don't know what's happening. It's like we haven't even gotten teasers for the reunion, so I'm like, is the reunion this dry too? Apparently Karen Huger has been found guilty on her DUI charges, so she might be going to jail, and I'm like, that's the most interesting thing out of this whole season, is the fact that a housewife might be going to jail. And what does that say? I don't know. This recent season has just felt very bland and very dry, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Is I'm just like, it's disappointing, really. Like, for starting off on such a high note, it's just completely fallen off, and it's a shame to see. But at this point, I'm like, do we even really need another season of this show? Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and tell me, like, are you feeling the same way, or is it just me? But like, this show has just like, it's not felt as good. I don't know. Okay, so moving forward, what have I recently watched? I have watched 2 movies. I went to go see Nosferatu, and I just recently watched Transformers 1 on Paramount Plus. Starting with Nosferatu, I really liked Nosferatu. This movie is like, it's good. Like, it's really good. For a horror movie, this movie is really good. Like, the actors are good, the scenes are good, like, all of it is really good, and I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought it would. I absolutely adore Nicholas Hoult, and I forget who he replaced. I think he replaced Harry Styles in this, if I'm not mistaken. Whoever made that decision needs a promotion, because yeah, after seeing Harry Styles in the Eternals and Don't Worry Darling, I'm sorry, but he cannot act. And then Lily Rose Depp is also in this alongside William Dafoe and Bill Skarsgård, and honestly, I would have to say that all of them absolutely did an amazing job in this movie. Like, you can't even tell it's Bill Skarsgård, because like the accent he's doing and the makeup and the costume and the lighting, oh my god, the lighting in this movie and the cinematography is so good. Like, it's insane how well edited and shot and just absolutely visually stunning this movie is. Like, this movie is, if you enjoy like horror movies but you want like a little bit more of like a drama and horror movie, this movie is like top tier. Like, I'm not really into like vampires or anything like that. I've never been a fan of like Twilight or anything like that, but this movie, hands down, easily one of the best horror movies of 2025 so far, in my opinion. So yeah, if you like horror movies and you like drama movies, definitely go check out Nosferatu. Okay, and then moving on, I also watched Transformers 1, and as somebody who has seen all the Michael Bay and all the live action Transformers movies since the first Michael Bay film in 2007, I would have to say that this movie is actually pretty good. Like, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, this is like, ooh! This literally looks like something like you would put on for a kindergartner. Like, the trailer just didn't do this movie justice. Whoever ran the advertising campaign and shot and edited the trailers for this movie, it needs some work. Because like, this movie, I definitely think if the trailers would have showed more action sequences or just shown more moments of the movie that were more like, not just geared towards a kid audience or like a younger audience, but geared towards like adults and something they would find entertaining as well, this movie definitely would have performed better at the box office. But I also think, again, since Michael Bay like absolutely took the Transformers franchise to new heights, and some people would argue he completely screwed it up in the end, and I would kind of second that. But I would have to say, as far as the Transformers movie goes, this isn't the best, but it's not the worst. This one like genuinely like kind of surprised me a little bit. I was like, ooh, okay. Like, I like the action, I like the story. As far as the voice acting goes, I think ScarJo's in this movie, if I'm not mistaken. And then I know Chris Hemsworth is voicing Optimus Prime. The voice acting wasn't horrible, But I think for Optimus Prime, they should have went with Peter Cullen, who's been voicing Optimus Prime all the way since like the 80s. As far as like a Transformers movie goes, I'd say this is like B- tier in terms of like grades. If you like Transformers movies, if you like the Michael Bay Transformers movies like me, I think you'll enjoy this. Like, again, the trailer makes it seem like a kid movie, but like just give it like 5 minutes and it picks up. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to go over in today's video is movies that are upcoming that I want to go see. So there are 2 movies coming out this month that I want to go see. The first of which is Wolfman. I really want to go see this. I think it's from the same people who did the Invisible Man remake a couple years ago. This movie looks interesting and I definitely want to go check it out. And then the other movie that I really want to go see this month is One of Them Days. This is a movie from Issa Rae, who made the show Insecure, which is a absolutely fantastic show. If you have not seen that show, definitely go check it out. It was on Netflix. I'm not sure if it still is, but it's definitely on Max. I definitely want to go see this movie in theaters. It looks funny. It looks like a great time. It stars SZA, Keke Palmer, and again, it's from Issa Rae. Those are the 2 movies that I want to go see this month. Those are also the 2 movies that I watched so far this month. And then that's also my recap of the latest episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. So if you've made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate you guys, each and every one of you. You guys mean a lot to me. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And again, I just want to thank you guys all so much for watching this video. And I will catch you guys all in the next one. Bye!